been speaking to many singers and many entertainers and many involved in music since the lockdown began. I've got a gentleman, spoke to him back a few years ago on the programme. He hails from Feeny in County Derry, and he's been involved in music for a long, long time, and a big fan of country music, and a huge admirer of the late and the legendary Gene Stewart. Now, he has written songs, he plays, steeped in music for many, many years. I'm delighted to say hello to Peter McCloskey. Peter, how are you?
Hello, Jerry. How are you?
Not bad at all, Peter. Lovely to speak to you. You've been a long, long time in music.
I suppose about the late 80s, I started with another guy, and we went around. There was plenty of gigs to be had at the time, and then we parted company, and I spent even longer than on my own. I got a bit of gear gathered up, and I was playing in County Down, County Donegal, County Tyrone. And then after just about a year ago now, or maybe 18 months now, I got an invitation from a guy called John O'Neill, and he had lost his singer. He sadly died. And I got an invitation from John, and his group is called Outbound Express. And we've been doing right and well up until the lockdown came this year. And like everybody else, it was pack up the stuff and go home.
Indeed, that's the way it was for everybody. And it didn't matter how big you were, or small you were, or where you were. Indeed, for that matter.
Right across the board, hey.
Indeed so. Now you've been involved in music. You joined up with John O'Neill. You went out as as Outbound Express. You did numerous. Numerous new venues. You did and quite a lot of social dancing venues.
Yeah, there's a couple of places at County Main, the Ryandale and the Moy and Tyrone. And then further up towards between Oman and Strabane, there's another good Sunday night venue called the Melon Country. We were on playing there about every 6 weeks or so. And we were getting upwards in 170 there at the Moy. So
excellent.
It'd be nice to get back to those days again, or those nights, but. I don't know. It doesn't seem to be on the cards for a while yet, anyway.
No, I think it'll be a little while before we get any of that. But
yeah.
But well done on all that you've done. You had a very, very successful album out back in time, and it was "Tell Me Again About Old Ireland," which is some of the great original songs on it.
Yes.
Now you had a song that went a storm over here, which was "The Man from Money Glass."
Yeah, A.P. McCoy.
Yes. It was a song went an absolute storm.
Thank you. I got it recorded with a guy called Paul McNeely in Ballymena, and I think he was the man due the credit on it, really, because he had a nice wee guitar entrance for it, which was, I think, was the key to it,
Certainly, it had whatever the arrangement or whatever it was a cracking song. It had great words. It also had a great dancing beat to it.
It had indeed, yeah.
Another one I believe you wrote was "Tell Me Again About Old Ireland." Yes, and
he recorded that as well.
Right, excellent stuff.
Yeah.
And it was an album which really, back those number of years ago. I mean, we may be speaking up on 10 years ago at this stage, are we?
It's very close to it, Jerry. Yeah.
Yeah, it went an absolute storm for you. But listen, you've come out recent times, and I've got a new single from you, "Good Intentions."
Yes.
Where did that come from?
Again, recorded by Paul McNeely in Ballymena. That is an old Randy Travis number.
Right.
That's the man that the credits for that go to.
Right, but must you do? It's a cracking version of it, Peter.
Not too bad, thanks.
Yeah, well done. Well done on that. And tell me this: you have a great admiration for the late Gene Stewart.
Always had. Brilliant. Hey.
Indeed.
Whether it was country ballads or monologues, he was for me. He was A1,
Indeed, he had a unique voice. There was no question about that.
Oh, cheapers, he was unreal,
Yeah. Yes, indeed, one of the all time greats, and as you say, with the country ballads or the likes of monologues on that, he was astounding.
Oh, he was indeed,
Indeed, one of the greats. I'm sure you've seen him. You've seen him back in the day many times live on stage.
I saw him. Not too many, to be honest. Now, I saw him when he started out, way back when he started, and I always liked him, and he even got better and better. I think, even when he stopped, it was class. Even when he stopped singing,
Indeed, so.
He still kept bringing out the odd album, and there's a station over here called Downtown Radio, and they play him quite regular. So they do. Thanks very well they do, because it's great to hear him on, like.
Indeed so. Yes, indeed so. Regularly play him myself, indeed too, Peter. He really, indeed though. Yeah, astounding artist. Knew the gentleman well. It was, so sad that he passed away. Unfortunately, we've lost some great talents over this past few years.
Definitely have.
Peter, tell me this, what have you been doing? It was a big shock to the system for suddenly no music from March onwards. What have you been doing yourself? Have you taken up anything like gardening or cooking or anything along those lines?
No, I would give my wife an odd hand to cut the lawn, apart from that, like, my working days were spent working for the road service here in the north, and then a few years ago, they had to lay off about 7 of us because they reckoned they were going to move up to the bigger companies, to get their small type jobs done. So I had to revert them to just small time private jobs locally.
Okay.
And that's been ticking along nicely, like, So if you get an odd week now and again, you're not too bad, like.
Indeed so.
It gives you something to get up for. That's the main thing. Something to get up for in the morning, like.
Indeed so. That's the thing. But you've been doing that. You've been doing that like while you've been sort of since the music has sort of stopped.
I was even it worked on really really well, because when you're your own boss, if you were late getting up in the morning, you'd only yourself to appease about it, but thankfully now I was able to keep the two going right and good. Like,
excellent.
Some mornings, like a Monday morning, if you're writing a Sunday night, I always found a Monday morning, been out on a Friday night or a Thursday night or whatever, never seemed to give me any trouble. But Monday mornings, coupled with the fact that I don't, to quote the words of an old song, don't like Mondays.
Yes.
They were a wee bit more awkward, but I managed the best, like,
Well, fair play, Peter. Well done on it. Yes, the Mondays can be, when you are working, when you're when you're involved in music and all that. Yes, after the weekend, and then on come Monday morning, you think, oh no.
You're right, exactly.
Yeah, yes. I know the feeling. There's, it looks as though you keep, you're keeping yourself busy anyhow, even though.
Oh yes.
Even though that the music is not happening. You haven't done any Facebook Live things or anything like that, Peter, no?
Any what?
Any live performances on Facebook?
I haven't, I've heard of guys around me here. They're doing it, but I'm actually not on Facebook, Jerry, believe it or not,
Right. Something possibly could be an idea to do, and could be well worth a shot. And quite a number of people are doing it, and I can tell you that there are many of them. There are actually many television channels will be very happy to have the viewing figures that many singers have. Believe it or not.
You're right, eh?
So it just shows you. Peter, listen, I wish you all the luck in the world with the new song, and stay healthy and well. And listen, look forward to seeing you when we can all get out and about on the roads with the music again.
Very good. Thanks for having me on, Jerry, and to all your listeners, I wish them all the best to get out the other side of this pandemic, and wish them to stay safe and all that, and to yourself as well.